Hey, this is Jerry with designsbyjerry.com, and today we're going to walk you through the process to show you how to take a 24-inch Christmas wreath like this and decorate it and make it something really spectacular to put on your door, or even better yet, to give it away as a Christmas gift for the upcoming holidays. So stick with us. I'm going to make this really fast and easy for you, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it step by step. Now, the first thing you want to do is you obviously want to fluff up the wreath. I've already done a video about that showing you how to do that. But once again, you just want to make sure that you pull all of these wired tinsels out and twist them some just to start making them look real. Okay, so now we have the wreath fluffed out, and it looks like a real evergreen wreath now. What we're going to do is we're going to take deco mesh. I like to put deco mesh on almost all of my wreaths. We're going to take the deco mesh and we're going to actually fill this in, so that gives it a whole different texture when we start putting this in. Now, when you use deco mesh, there are many different types of deco mesh, and it's just according to the look you're after. This right here is more of a solid look. It's a very high-end deco mesh, and you can see how it's almost like fabric. So it's just according to your look and how much money you want to spend on the deco mesh. We're going to start with this, and what we'll do is we'll just gather this up. Actually, I'm going to cut this off, get a good straight start on it. Okay, so now we have this gathered up, just like this right here. We're going to go in and we're going to insert it into the wreath. Now, I usually start at the top left of my wreath and work my way around. This is usually the focal point of my wreath, but this doesn't mean you have to do it this way. And we just pick out some of these bracts because they are wired, and we just twist them like a bread tie. And then we're just going to go around now. We've just dropped the deco mesh in the floor. It makes it easier to work with. And we're just going to start twisting it up and turning it around in circles, and that's what starts giving it this candy cane look, if you will. It's really easy. You can't mess it up, because if you don't like the way it looks, you just unhook it and start over again. You can actually go all the way back to the very beginning, so you really can't mess it up. What I love about the deco mesh is not only does it give you a nice bright shimmer look to it, but it defines your wreath, because this, for people who aren't used to doing this for a living, it helps give you some body to start designing on. And then we're going to go down to the bottom, take our scissors. We're going to go down to the bottom and figure out how long of a tail we want. And we're just going to take it and cut it off. Okay, we'll put it to the side for a moment. Get some of our wire. We're going to gut this up so it creates almost a bow look. And then we're just going to tie it off. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. I'll try to zoom in on this for you. So you see that nice little tail that we get there when we do that. Now we'll come back and we will cover this up. As a matter of fact, we'll just go ahead and do it right now. We'll cover this with some ribbon. Seems like I've got some of this color already here. And we'll just pull that right over there, right over the wire. Tie it, make a small little bow. And tie that off there. Now you see, that's the difference in professionals and those who aren't. It's the little special touches like this right here that covers up the mechanics of your work that most people don't know how to take care of, or they just don't think about it. That's why you're watching this video, right? So you can learn little details like that. Now on this side of the wreath, we're going to attach this Christmas tree. Now the Christmas tree is made out of a mesh fabric that has been dipped in a glue and then glittered. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie these shiny chenille stems. These are glittered for Christmas. We're going to tie these together and hold. This is how we're going to hold the Christmas tree on. So the first thing we need to do is wrap around and get a really nice tight hold on this Christmas tree with this chenille stem. Of course. And then we want to go back and we actually want to, all that work that we did here, to fluff this out, we want to flatten it out so that the Christmas tree will fit into this space well, and then we'll come back and we can straighten it back out later. So now what we want to do is we want to go through here and tie on our Christmas tree. Get it good and tight back here at the back. And what you want to do is you kind of want to probably wrap it around that wire frame that's in the back of the wreath. So now what I'm doing is I just have a couple of extra pieces of red that was left over. So I'm just going to go in and tie this in. And you can see how it looks really good with it. And it gives you a little bit more dimension. Now we have some bows that are already tied, and we're going to start adding them in to the wreath, which is going to start giving it another dimension to the wreath. Not only will it be decorative, but it also gives it another dimension. We can go ahead and fluff these out, even though we'll probably have to do it again once we get it onto the wreath. What I'm doing here, as you can see, is I'm actually starting to fill the wreath up with bows as if they were ornaments. And so that really starts filling up all of your space here, and then it really makes it look very festive and very elegant all at the same time. So here's the great thing about using the bows as basically as ornaments in your wreath, is that you don't have to have any rhyme or reason. Some of these have 2 loops, some have 4 loops, some have 5 loops, some have long tails, some have short tails. Once you start putting it all together, it really looks like it was all planned to be that way, right? So you can see how this is starting, move this for you, how this is starting to come together already. Now, we're going to add a little bit more to it, but still I wanted you to be able to see this and see how the ribbon is just really giving it a very festive look for the holidays. So as you can see, we could stop right here and have an absolutely beautiful Christmas wreath. Very fast, very easy, nothing but a simple little ornament here, which could be a Christmas tree, it could be a reindeer, it could be a big snowflake, really anything you wanted to add there, a candy cane, a snowman, a stuffed animal of some sort, and then your deco mesh, and then a bolt of ribbon. And you can see it's probably prettier than anything any of your neighbors are going to have. But we're not going to stop there, we're going further, because that's just the way we do it at Designs by Jerry. We don't do the normal, we do different. So let me show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in some of these beautiful poinsettias. They're full of glitter, actually they're solid glitter, and really gives a great punch to the wreath. So you can see it's a lot of red. Obviously I have the green here, this matches this. So this actually stands out from this color here. Now I'll show you how, at first I wanted to put red on. But you see how the red poinsettia gets lost? It's a beautiful poinsettia, but when I put it on here with all this other red, it gets lost. And so if you can imagine from the road, where the wreath will be hanging on the front door, from the road, it's really going to get lost in the red. Whereas this is going to give some punch and actually stand out from the wreath. And that's what you want to do when you design flowers, and particularly wreaths like this. You want things to stand out. So like I said before, this gives you all different types of depth, but we also need to give different focal points. So your eye is always wandering and always looking for what's new and what's next. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this in now. Now we're going to add in these beautiful green ornamental balls that are also glittered. What I also like to do is I also like to bring things inside the wreath, inside the opening part of it. Some people have laughed and told me that it didn't look like a wreath because you didn't see the hole in the center. Well, that's okay, because nothing grows in nature perfectly round. So it's the same thing in nature. If all these different ornaments were growing on it, it wouldn't be growing perfectly and symmetrically. So I want things growing in and out in different directions, just like it would in nature. And that's usually the trick to everything I do, is even though we may be using something as crazy as glitter, the more natural we can make it look as far as the design style, the more unique our design looks versus someone else's. So how do you think that looks now? So we're kind of almost finished with the glittery aspect of the wreath, but now we're going to bring in, as I told you, I like it to look very natural, so now we're going to bring in some natural aspects of it, and we're going to put in some different varieties of leaves and grass. So what I like to work a lot with is I love to work with ficus leaves, because it gives it a great look very clean look to it. And I also love to work with a variety of different types of grasses. Now here, because this is made from a plastic, the texture is really nice, and you can actually separate these off into many different pieces, as you'll see here. Also with the ficus, I like to cut it up. So I would never just take it and do it like this. I cut it up into small pieces. Even like this. Little small pieces like that go a long way because they actually start filling holes that you need to fill later on. And sometimes you won't notice that until the very end of your design, and you'll say, oh my goodness, there's a hole there, I need to fill that up. And that's when you want to be able to use this type of stuff to fill those holes up. So let's go ahead and start with the ficus first. Once again, as much as I love all the glitter and the glam and the glit, I also love the natural look of having the ficus leaves and the different grasses. Once again, it just kind of gives my work a little bit of a different design and look than other people's who are out there doing the same thing. Bringing this into the center of the wreath, okay? You see how that starts making that look so much more unique when stuff starts growing inside of the wreath? You'll also notice one thing I do is a lot of times I'll just take my flower or whatever it is I'm working with, and I kind of hold it up there and see what it's going to look like when I get ready to place it. So if you really want to get a nice Christmas look, here's a special tip. Take the glue, and we use 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive. Give it a good shake. Spread it out good. And spray your glue onto this. Now you do want to let that set for just a few seconds. So I like to make 2 or 3 of them for one sitting. And then I'll go back and do 2 or 3 more. And then we're going to take this glitter here, which is extra fine glitter, and put some paper down there. Hold this over your paper. And just sprinkle your glitter. You don't have to cover it, of course. But you can see what a great look this does for it. Especially at Christmas time. Basically all we've done is we've sprayed the glue onto the plastic grass, and now we're just sprinkling some glitter on there. It doesn't have to be even. Just enough to give it that shine and make it look like a Christmas look. And you don't even have to do that. I mean, we don't, I started off not even doing that. So just whatever you like. But I can tell you, that's how you can get a lot of things looking like Christmas. We could have done the same thing with these ficus leaves. You'll pay a lot more money at these craft stores to buy something just because of glitter when you could buy some glue and a bottle of glitter. $3, I think, for the bottle of glitter, and glue it yourself and get exactly the type of look you want. Okay, now what you have to do is get the glitter back inside this container. We can move on. Now the bad part about this, the downside of it is, You're going to wear glitter. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're going to have glitter all over you, even after you take a shower. You'll have a ton of glitter. And the last thing we added was our Merry Christmas sign. And so now you can see this is the completed version of the Christmas wreath. Took me maybe a little bit of about an hour. Maybe take you an hour and a half, but not too bad for an afternoon on a beautiful Sunday afternoon when you're in the Christmas spirit and you want to do something either for yourself or, more importantly, take this to a neighbor and make their holidays a little bit brighter. This is Jerry with Designs by Jerry. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much, and have a Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.